This is Red Dead Redemption 2, and we already established that for SDR games, HLG is a no-brainer. It's a must, in my opinion. If you have these OLED TVs, you should never again watch SDR content. It makes no sense, in my opinion. I cannot believe that someone looks side by side HDR with HLG and the SDR presentation, and is going to tell me, no, actually, I like the SDR more. I don't believe you. Sorry. I don't believe you. But you can try it. I mean, you can do with your TV whatever you want. You pay for it. I mean, I paid a lot of money to get this set up, so I'm gonna do with it whatever I want. And this is what I like. So I'm not claiming these are the most accurate settings and I'm a professional calibrator, and I'm not telling you that. I'm sharing with you this is what I like. You can try it and let me know if it works for you. So on this game, Red Dead Redemption, the HDR10 is amazing. It's perfect. There's no clipping, there's no dark crush, there's no black level rays. The mid-tones look just right, but it has a big problem, the colors. Actually, on SDR, this OLED TV, in comparison with my plasma, is looking diluted. The colors are not looking right to me. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna do 3 videos, okay? I'm gonna do, one of the videos is going to be SDR, comparing the OLED with the plasma. And another video is gonna be HLG versus HDR10. This is going to be my opinion, my introduction, and my conclusions. So, in my opinion, HLG here is doing a much better job in retaining those colors that I see on SDR on my plasma TV, and that's what matters to me. Okay, so my recommendation on this game is HLG dynamic tone mapping off. So tone mapping off, color gamut on native, saturation 50 150. Why? Because we are converting SDR to HDR. SDR is on Rec 709. Okay, that's the color space of the SDR. So because we are converting to HDR, we also want to convert that color space. And that color gamut on native is just expanding that color space, probably to DCI-P3. So I am not an expert. Maybe that explanation is not 100% accurate. Maybe it is completely wrong. But it doesn't matter to me. It looks amazing. So you try it. You're not gonna break the TV for trying it, and you might like it. So the problem, again, with HDR10, and I'm gonna show you that side by side, it's amazing. The range, the highlights, it's amazing, but the colors are completely washed out. It doesn't matter if I use the color gamut on auto, saturation 55. It doesn't matter if I force color gamut on native, and I do native 50. It doesn't matter. It just looks washed out. Sorry. So with HLG, I get the same color saturation that I get on my plasma, on SDR. And I get the HDR effect, which is fantastic. So for that, I'm gonna do a separate video, okay? Because I cannot be on camera and showing you the evidence at the same time, because it's difficult to record this stuff. So yes, that's gonna be my selection, my choice on this game. And I also see other games with good HDR that have washed out colors. So if that ever happens, my recommendation is try HLG, color gamut native, saturation 50 150, tone mapping off, and let me know. I think it's gonna make a big difference. So yeah, I was about to return the OLED. One of the biggest reasons was because of this game. I was reaching out to all these big YouTube channels and even smaller ones and professional calibrators, and asking, hey, you know, how do I fix this? I think it looks awful. No answers. Right? And if I get an answer, was like, oh, you just need to calibrate your TV or something like that. And I'm not saying calibrate your TV or not on SDR. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. I would love to have my TV calibrated, okay? But after I tried this, I forgot about calibration, forgot about everything, because this looks fantastic. It just looks amazing. And I use the plasma as a reference because the plasma was just, I was in love with the plasma picture quality. So for me, having HLG with color gamut native is giving me that same plasma look, and I'm gonna show you that on a side-by-side comparison video. So that's it, that's my conclusion. For my opinion, what I like more is HLG, but you try it and use whatever you prefer. But I do feel very strongly about this game on my PC with my TV. Maybe your TV, it looks better out of the box, maybe it is better calibrated on the factory, maybe you like it more. Use whichever you like, whichever you prefer. But for me, this is a rock solid opinion. HLG looks a lot better to me. And of course I also use it with black frame insertion with Motion Pro. So with black frame insertion, HLG dynamic tone mapping on is the best option. Like, period. You cannot get a higher average picture brightness to use black frame insertion than with HLG tone mapping on. You cannot. So that's, I go with, between that and the real, between that and tone mapping off without Motion Pro. That's what one day I do one and the other day I do the other.